And welcome back here to Live Now from Fox. I'm Andrew Kraft. Let's move on to more of these top headlines. Our next ones take us to the world of professional sports. So many fans mourning the loss of two great icons. Let's focus our efforts on Major League Baseball. The infamous Pete Rose has passed away at the age of 83. Well, this is what we know. Rose, baseball's career hits leader and fallen idol, who undermined his historic achievements and Hall of Fame dreams by gambling on the game he loved and once embodied, has died. He was 83. Stephanie Wheatley, a spokesperson for Clark County in Nevada, confirmed on behalf of the medical examiner that Rose died Monday. Wheatley said his cause and manner of death had not yet been determined. Well, this is what we know for fans who came of age in the 60s and the 70s. No player was more exciting than the Cincinnati Reds' number 14, Charlie Hustle, the brash superstar with the shaggy hair, puggish nose, and muscular forearms. At the dawn of artificial surfaces, divisional play, and free agency, Rose was old school, a conscious, dirt-stained throwback to baseball's early days. Millions can never forget him crouched and scowling at the plate, running full speed to first, even after drawing a walk or sprinting for the next base and diving headfirst into the bag. A 17-time All-Star, the switch-hitting Rose played on 3 World Series winners. He was the National League MVP in 1973 and World Series MVP 2 years later. He holds the Major League record for games played at 3,562 and plate appearances, 15,890, and the NL record for the longest hitting streak, 44. He was the leadoff man for one of baseball's most formidable lineups with the Reds' championship teams of 1975 and 1976, with teammates that included Hall of Famers Johnny Bench, Tony Perez, and Joe Morgan. Rose was Rookie of the Year in 1963. He started off 0 for 12 with 3 walks and a hit by pitch before getting his first major league hit, an 8th-inning triple off of Pittsburgh's Bob Friend. It came in Cincinnati, April the 13th, 1963, the day before Rose's 22nd birthday. He reached 1,000 in 1968, 2,000 just 5 years later, and 3,000 just 5 years after that. Well, remember, on March 20th, 1989, then baseball commissioner Peter Ueberroth announced that his office was conducting a full inquiry into serious allegations about Rose. Reports emerged he had been relying on a network of bookies and friends and others in the gambling world to place bets on baseball games, including some with the Reds. Rose denied any wrongdoing, but the investigation found that the, quote, accumulated testimony of witnesses, together with the documentary evidence and telephone records, reveal extensive betting activity by Pete Rose in connection with professional baseball, and in particular, Cincinnati Reds games during the 85, 86, and 87 seasons. Betting on baseball had been a primal sin since 1920, when several members of the White Sox were expelled for throwing the 1919 World Series to the Cincinnati Reds, coincidentally. Baseball's Rule 21, posted in every professional clubhouse, proclaims that, quote, any player, umpire, or club or league official or employee who shall bet any sum whatsoever upon any baseball game in connection with which the bettor has a duty to perform shall be declared permanently ineligible. And that, of course, is the fate Pete Rose found himself in as well here. So many tributes pouring in on social media today. Major League Baseball with this, saying that they are extending its deepest condolences to Pete Rose's family, his friends across the game, and the fans of his hometown of Cincinnati, Philadelphia, Montreal, and beyond, who admired his greatness, grit, and determination on the field of play. May he rest in peace there. And so we also have a live picture there over the Cincinnati, Ohio skyline. The Reds mourning Pete Rose tonight, tweeting this: the Reds are heartbroken to learn of the passing of baseball legend Pete Rose. So in The hours and days ahead will hopefully get more tributes coming in and an explanation of the circumstances of his death. Our own Fox's Capitol Hill correspondent, Chad Pergram, with this remembrance, saying Pete Rose has died at the age of 83. I don't deviate from reporting on Congress very often on this platform. Chad says, but I grew up as a Cincinnati Reds fan. Was at Riverfront Stadium the night he broke Ty Cobb's all-time hit record. He says he later covered his banishment from the game as a reporter for WKRC-AM in 1989. Rose was always my favorite player because he worked harder than anyone on the field. Only fitting that I learned of Pete's death just seconds after the Braves defeated the Mets for the final out of the regular season. That was Pete, always there for all 162 games. So wanted to make sure we are covering this there. Pete Rose, dead today at the age of 83.